Pacers hosting the Jazz. To Bankers Fieldhouse we go. Pick it up late in the fourth. Pacers up by 8. Gordy Hayward, who had a monster game. From the wing, bang, buries the 3. Hayward makes it a 5-point contest. Next time down the court, Joe Ingles comes away with the steal, feeds it ahead to Gordy on the break, who gets the bucket to go. He had a career-high 38 points in this one, but down the stretch, PG-13. Pull-up jumper over Gordon Hayward. Take a look again. 2 All-Stars going at it. PG had 19 points. That was just half of what Hayward poured in, but the Pacers get the win 107-100. Crucial win for Indy. They're not quite as safe in their playoff hopes as Utah is out west.
Utah's up in the 4th spot at this point. And then you got Indy fighting off some other teams. They're in the 6th spot right now. And, a crucial win. You mentioned Paul George was big late, kind of came on late. Jeff Teague added 21 points to PG-13's efforts here. And an interesting game because 2 teams that can play a little slower, 2 teams that don't mind playing in the half court, in a game that I think played a little bit out of the realm of comfort for Utah. They'd like to keep their opponents under 100. Late in that contest, you realize Indiana's going to get up over 100. They wind up putting up 107 points. Just not the defensive effort that I think Utah wanted to see here. But a big win and a much-needed win for Indiana, as we said. With them and Miami and Charlotte and the Bulls and all these teams at the back end of that playoff picture, whether you're safely inside, well, not so safely, but inside like Indiana is, or some of those teams on the outside, these key wins in tight games are going to prove big.
Pacers have been really good at home, and they just prove it again by beating, obviously, a very good team, 4th seed out west, the Utah Jazz. And although it wasn't a great collective effort defensively for Quinn Snyder's group, their best defensive player, Rudy Gobert, did have 8 blocks in this game to go along with 16 points and 14 rebounds. So he did his job protecting the rim.
He's awesome.
He's the perimeter defense. It's got to be defensive player of the year.
I think so.
Got to be.
Obviously Kawhi is a guy that always gets mentioned because of his ability to on-ball defend. But as far as, I'll say this, there's no better rim protector in the game. If you're going to go for a big man, it's got to be Rudy.
And there's no one who I think better drives the team's defensive success.
100%.
As good as Kawhi can be at shutting down that best perimeter player, Gobert can stifle you into scoring 80 points as an offense.
And they play to his strength.
Right, exactly.
He is the defensive version the league has right now of James Harden offensively. They play to James's strengths. James dictates everything. When he wants to pass, when he wants to get people involved, he makes all those decisions, and they funnel into the way he plays, which is for the betterment of the whole team. Defensively, on that side of the court, Rudy Gobert is the James Harden. Rudy Gobert is the Russell Westbrook, and he has an identity that the whole team plays into. Unfortunately, he had a great game, 8 blocks. You got to give credit. Going up against a good defensive team, if you get 107, if you get that kind of output from Teague and Paul George, you earned it.